Hey guys, it's me, Aaron Fantasy, back once again. Give everything a Trinity and making it relate to you, my dreamers, because you are all that matters. I just wanted to have a deep-hearted conversation about a situation. I know the Kanye West thing has blew over a little bit. I did talk about it a little bit. I want to talk about the perception of when. Let me say this quote, and this is hashtag AF Lives, hashtag #AaronFantazii. This is my quote, okay? When people do not understand you, they label you mentally ill.
Make the ground shake.
You have to come to terms with it in a fundamental sense, because a lot of the time when people come and see you, the reason they come and see you is because their sense of life's meaning has been shattered, and they're unable to proceed without the restoration of that meaning. So maybe their belief systems fell apart, and they face some sort of tragedy that's just blown them into pieces, and they have no idea how to orient themselves. Because life always presents an existential question, and one that we'll deal with later, which is life is difficult and it's characterized by suffering. And because of that, there has to be a reason to stand up against that. And so the reason has to be made coherent. So you have to know, in some sense, that you're the sort of creature that can voluntarily face the tragic conditions of existence and prevail.
When Kanye had his rant and stuff like that, I found it humorous and stuff like that, but I just first seen it and I just found it funny, because what you find funny is not the normal. It's not normal. What is not normal? Not normal is something you see all the time. Normal things that they do all the time. Normalcy is a system. They do it over and over and over and over. You go to the job, you work, you do it over and over and over again. You do the same, say the same thing. People say the same thing. You go out, see the same thing, same Beyonce song, the same ass fucking motherfucking ass Pip Up Daddy song. You just twerk, just chop style, chop style. Oh, that's my song. Woo! And when somebody get up and say, I like to stand on coffee tables and I'm gonna speak my truth, that just looks weird to you, so you want to call him mentally ill. What drugs are he on? And do blah blah bleep bloop bloop. Then call him a name. And another thing that bothers me is people like to label people different things. And then when you come to find out what the history of labels, it's just to diminish people, to diminish their value and stuff, because you want to stand over them like you're more important or you are better. I just feel like we need to stop doing that. And what is more pressing to me, a lot of people, most people, and then on top of that, I feel like if you're a news anchor or you are on the show like The Real, The View, The Talk, you get emotional, you talk about it, and you dragging this man's name to the dirt. We don't want him to say anything else about, you don't want this type of person to acknowledging us as a, and dragging them and stuff. They didn't look at the whole thing. They didn't watch the whole thing. They didn't listen to the whole thing. They didn't listen to the whole rant. They didn't listen to the whole thing. I feel like if you're gonna judge, this is why I don't like criminal justice and stuff like that and the system, because if you're gonna judge, you got to listen to both sides of the story. You gotta listen to the whole thing. And that's what my thing is. You gotta listen to the whole thing and have some sort of understanding on the other party's side. You see what I'm saying? And listen to a 30-second clip and judge it. Oh, no, he didn't. But if you listen to the whole thing, you will understand the premise of where he came from and what he meant. And you would say some ignorant. You think they're ignorant, but because you didn't listen to the whole thing, that makes you ignorant. And then guess what? Now people listen to the whole thing, because guess what TMZ did? They released the whole video later, and people are more like, okay, well, this is a dialect, this is a conversation, and then now people kind of see now they kind of see where they're coming from, and instead of saying I'm sorry or acknowledging the premise of what he's saying and stuff. They just in denial and just being quiet. And I just feel like you need to motherfucking apologize.
So when human beings woke up during our evolutionary, progress towards the kind of consciousness we have, when we became self-conscious, that was essentially equivalent to recognizing our naked vulnerability. The fact that we've woken up and are aware of our vulnerability is also what makes us fallen creatures. It makes us alienated from existence.
Charlamagne the Goddess one, T.I.'s another. I can understand what you said. Now because you just looked at the whole thing, now y'all sound ignorant and stupid. You sound ignorant and stupid. You sound ignorant and stupid. See, that's where apology come in right there. Just apologize. I'm so sorry for jumping in. I didn't hear the whole thing and stuff like that, because now everything they're saying is stupid. It's interesting to me, because after Kanye did that and then they released the whole thing, and then a week later, honey, Ellen DeGeneres, let me tell you this, my dreamers. I watched the video of Kanye West when he did the Ellen DeGeneres 2 years ago, 2 years ago, something. He sat up there with the Ellen DeGeneres. Remember that? And the video that they had out, honey, he was a zombie. Conspiracy theorists and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he was cloned or something and stuff like that because he was weird or on drugs and just a zombie. But honey, they just came out with a video just recently. I just looked at it just a couple of days ago of the whole interview, honey.
School, PhD, Art Institute of Chicago. I am an artist. I have a condition called synesthesia where I see sounds. I see them. Everything that I sonically make is a painting. I see it. I see the importance. I see the importance and the value of everyone being able to experience a more beautiful life. After they call me Wacko Kanye. Isn't that so funny? The people point fingers at the people who have influenced us the most. They talk the most about the people who cared the most. I'm sorry, daytime television. I'm sorry for the realness.
It's just interesting to me. But anywho, I just want to just say, people are not mentally ill. They're just doing what they're called to do. Doing what they're called to do. That's my video. Thank you so much for watching it. Like if you like this video, and subscribe, become a dreamer. Thank you so much for watching this ad.
Something that's more profound underneath that, which is that the idea is that the part of the human spirit that can accept death and die and resurrect itself, which means to continually transform in the face of tragedy, is the thing that's the antidote to the painful catastrophe of self-consciousness.
And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, become one of my dreamers, and get your treatment live here at AF Live.